not, then that's cool. All right, so I'm trying to bring in our YouTube family real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get things started. And that's cool. All right, cool. Got down. All right, and then pull you over here. So that'll be that. Okay, and then let me drop this. Oh, it's right there. Cool. I need that info right there. All right, and then let's get back to sharing my charts. Take a look. The market is looking good today. All right, there we go. Put the chat back. All right. All right, so here we go. So the charts are looking pretty good today. This is part of what I was always telling you guys, that after a big storm, which happened in the markets the last week, the markets had a terrible storm that came and ran through it. And hold on 1 second. Oh, here we go. All right. Sorry, you guys. I'm working on something to make sure everything goes well today. And the participants, and the chats. Oh, thank you. Somebody said they like the hat. Listen, I went somewhere, and people were like, "Oh man, that's a cool hat. Did you go to the Florida college?" No, I just like the color. I just like the color. I should say yeah, but that would be a lie. I didn't go. I just really like the color of the hat. So I have tons and tons and tons of hats for almost every color you can possibly think of. But when it came to green, it was hard for me to find one that was nice for green. So that was the reason why when I found it, I was happy. I was thrilled. All right, cool. So I'm keeping an eye on things, keeping an eye on things. All right, cool. All right, you guys. So let's get started. The markets are doing pretty good this week. What happened last week, and that's what I was trying to tell you guys. Sometimes this is going to happen. As you can see, this is the euro and this is the GBP. They dropping like a rock, and so the others will soon follow. Many of you guys, I told you, hey, just start looking out for these tops on these 4 hours. It may push higher, but there you go. There's your arrow on the 4 hour, letting you know, hey, there's much going on. There's going to be some drops. Okay, this one dropped down, came back, and it's retesting, so that one will probably drop. This one is already heading down. 30-minute arrow was right there, so that's probably going to drop. You just got to use a comfortable stop loss and let it just do what it do. My favorite one, which is just, oh my God, my new favorite right here. USO USD oil. That thing was absolute just golden goose money. Oh my God. Ooh. I don't know why I never paid attention to it before, but yeah, that thing was a beast. Beast mode. Look at that. Beast mode. And this pays out handsomely. And the other thing I like about this is because it's not influenced by news. So even though Fed interest rates and all that stuff came out, man, this one is a good one. WTI, some of your brokers may use the symbol WTI, but it's US oil. So USO, USD, that's one of my new favorites right now. I really like this one. I'm gonna keep my eye on this one. So I just cashed out this morning. I had my trailing stop. I entered right here. Um, and boom, went down further. But I should have held way up here, because had I held way up here, this thing would have really, really. But when there's something brand new, you just trying to, just keep an eye on it. But man, this thing pays out well, very well. And like I said, the good news is that it doesn't have the influential problems of the news. Let me lift my camera up. Go up, up, up. All right, keep me there and stop. All right. All right. It doesn't have the influence. The news doesn't really influence. It has news, which is, with, CAD and stuff like that. But basically the other stuff like interest rates, inflation rates and all that stuff, it doesn't really influence it. It doesn't bother it. Okay. All right, you guys. All right. So let's just take a quick glance at what's going on in the markets real quick. And this is from the 4 hour perspective. I love when the price action comes down, creates a lower high. Everybody watch this. This is one of my favorites. Okay. And we're not going to be long today because, again, I got something I want to do. I want to do something special. It's in my heart to do it. So if you can hang back and entertain me, that's fine. If not, no problem. But I got something else I want to do. I got to get this out of me. All right. So uh, when price action comes down and then it comes back up and stops right there. Now, again, if you don't have the sexy analyst, that's cool, do your thing, but you are completely missing out on a lot of opportunities without it. So what I do is I use my zones, as you can see, and the arrows from simplicity only. The rest of this is all sexy analyst because everything I've ever needed to trade with, which it was, you get a piece of this from over here, you get a piece of this from over there, and you do, and it was hard piecing everything together. And so that's the reason why we built the SA system, the sexy analyst. I called it sexy. I should have called it something more nicer. People probably would have liked it better, but it was sexy. It just made my chart so sexy. It just, woo, I see you. Okay. So the bottom line is one of the nice ones is from the 4 hour perspective. When the price action drops and then it comes back up and make that first retest. Okay. Right here, you can see that retest. Okay. It's already pre-built in with the sexy analyst, which is like 29 bucks a month for the whole, and one trade can pay for it. Plus, it helps us to donate, which, by the way, thank you guys for what you're doing. We were able to donate hundreds of dollars the other day to a small local organization that's always out doing street ministry in poor neighborhoods. And so thanks for what you guys are doing because you help us to help to fund their efforts. And they sent back a very surprised thank you because they weren't expecting that money. But thanks to those who are getting the SA system, the sexy analyst, I told you that we take a percentage of that money and we just strictly give it away every month faithfully since we launched it. Every month faithfully. It's always been some money going out the door. We paid for orphans' funerals. For like I said, there was a funeral that happened. I'm sorry, I'm sidetracking, but just telling you where your money going. I told you guys there were some children who lost both their parents, and so you got 4 kids who have they didn't have any way to even pay for the funeral, and so thanks to you guys, we were able to help pay for the funeral. And there's many different things that we're doing around the world and locally to help people, and that's because of you guys. So thank you for my subscribers who have the sexy analyst. So yes, it's helping you to make profits, but you're helping us to be able to give away to the world. Okay. So anyway, thank you for that. Type of amen. Somebody type amen. And by the way, right now, just for today, I have all messages going directly to me. So if you don't see other people's comments, it doesn't mean that they're not commenting. It means that I got it so that all messages are going directly to me for today until we can figure out who this little person who's prefer to come in class and act silly instead of just learning and getting knowledge. So that's that. But William, thank you. He said, "Hey, Uncle P, Donna, Liz, and all the other gang members. There's like 10 of them in here, 10 or 20." So he wants to say shout out to all of you guys. So thank you very much, Will. So I shared your comments so that they'll know that you were kind and said something to them. But that's the reason why I'm doing that, guys, because we had somebody who was doing something very inappropriate last week. And so this week I got, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing here. Okay. All right. And we did report that person. So hopefully, they end up, if they end up in jail, they end up in jail. It's on them. So anyway, let me get back to this. So guys, so take a look at this. So the first drop and the first retest, and this is all built into the sexy analyst. So you got your supply and demand zones, your support resistance levels, your trend lines. I got many other tools built in there that I don't always use on my own charts, but you can turn them on and off at will. Okay. So once it drops and then comes back up and retests. Oh, no worries, Donna. Hey, good morning, Donna. Good morning. And let me do something real quick. All right, there you go. Okay. All right, cool. I made you co-host, Donna. All right, so drop first retest. Okay. If it doesn't come back up, here's where I'm going to put my stop loss. I always, if I take trades like this, I'm going to put my stop right above the top resistance level. You can see those little yellow dots up here. That's the resistance levels and the top of the trend line, because worst case scenario, it may come back up and double test this top. So I'll put my stop loss above there. Okay. And then just let it do. And you see that, man, that was just major money. Okay. This one I wouldn't have done because it's too far away from home base. Okay. So I would have went on to another pair. But then when it came back up over here, keep your eye, look here, it did it again. A drop retest, which created a lower high, LH. If you ever see the term LH, they mean lower high. So you can see it created a lower high. Once that lower high is created, I'm getting in that thing, because guess what? It's just going to keep walking itself down, or in an uptrend, it's going to walk itself up. But the bottom line is I got in at the best price. Okay. Really, really good price. Boom, drop. And then this thing just kept going from there. So if you can't get in at the top, that's okay. Okay. The next one is just fine, because once it creates that lower high, what it's basically telling you, once it creates that lower high, it's telling you this is officially a downtrend. Okay. Let me see if, as we go along, if we can find an uptrend, and you'll see it. Okay. Okay. So we have an uptrend here. Here's the lowest one. Went up. Boom. Support right there. Did it ever come back here? No. My stop loss would have been here on the first entry, but when it came up, boom, stopped right there. That's the lower high. And what did it keep doing? Kept on walking right on upstairs, creating the higher highs, HHs. Okay. So if you missed the first entry, wait for it, retest. And if that retest is higher, boy, hop in that thing, put your stop loss below this lower one, and keep it moving, player. Okay. Keep it moving. Okay. Look, they did it again right here. Here's another one. Now, on these, you should be able to get in early, because you're getting in on the 30-minute time frame, 4-hour tap, or the 415er, 15-minute or 30-minute entries with those arrows off the 4-hour. But here, if you're late to the game, it ain't over. Look, here it goes again. Down, first high. See that? Boom. Stopped right there and then dropped. This made it official. This is saying this is officially a downtrend. Watch this uptrend. Okay, went up. Boom. Look at the step. Here's the first step. Boom. Did this one drop below there? No. That means this is officially a higher low. And it kept on going up from there. Okay. So now if you got in on this one, let's take a look at this. This is AU. You could have got in on the arrow on the 15-minute right here this morning, or even the 30. Okay. Either one. And here's a 1-hour arrow. So we're sitting at the top on this one. What would I do if I was you? I would shave some profits off, but I let this thing run, because guess what? If this block, watch this, and this is how we miss out, because we get real happy about and giddy about the first block. Okay, right there. So you close out the whole trade and you end up missing all of this move right here. So if I was in this position right here, what I would do is I would take some of this off the top, and I'll leave my stop loss exactly where it is. In case price action want to retest, that's all good, because I guess what? I know by next week you ain't going to be here. You're going to be somewhere around up in this area. Okay. So I don't want to miss out on everything. So I'll take some profit off the table, but I won't take it all. Why? Because look at what happened over here. See all that? It hovered, did a little drop, little profits. Okay, on that first little drop, cool. But look at all this that you missed out on, because you took everything off the table. You missed a lot of money. And this is doing the same thing. It's just clustering up here. So boom, it has plenty of running room. Worst case scenario, where's your stop at? Right here. Right over the top of the zone, right there. That's your risk. But look at all this. This can, in potentially come all the way back down to here, and now to be another 239 pips that you missed out on. So I love when it clusters up on this 4-hour time frame because I know things are going to happen, especially after a big news event, such as what we had last week, which pushed price action up here. It created that high. Y'all see that? Type of yes if you're seeing this. Yes. Yes. Yes, if you subscribe to the Sexy Analyst, all this is pre-built in. Actually, there's more that comes with it that I don't have turned on. Let me show you this. So you have all these different features. That's why I don't trade midweek reversals. I don't trade without this tool because I won't be able to see everything. Okay. So that's the reason why I've always, every time you've ever come to class, which is on Wednesday, which is midweek reversal, if I'm going to be trend trading, I'm going to only use the ocean wave. But if I'm going to be reversal trading, I have to have the correct tools for the job. Okay. Everybody clear? If you're going to be a dentist, you can't have a hammer. If you're going to be a contractor working on properties, it's cool for you to have a hammer. But if you're going to be a dentist, it's different. Okay. Or let me give it to you like this. When I used to work on my own properties, I had a drill, but it wasn't the same kind of drill that a person would use as a dentist. They're both drills, but they're not the same. Why? Because the tools for the job need to be the tools for the job. And you have to invest into the tools for the job. What is your job? Your job is in the beginning of the week, you're going to be trend trading. Okay, that's the tool for the job. What's the job tool for that? Ocean Wave System is great for trend trading. But when the trend trading is over and it's time for midweek reversal, you need the different tools to be able to see the job correctly. And that's where the SA system, the Sexy Analyst, and the Simplicity come together. Okay, they come together because then you can see what's going on before you put your money on the line. If you can't really see the trade, why are you taking it? If the trade don't make sense to you, then why are you constantly taking trades? And this is what a lot of people are doing. And you're frustrated, you're tired, you're angry. But the problem is you're taking trades that you don't even understand because you don't have the right tools to see it. Let me give it to you like this. During the daytime, I can drive all day long without glasses. But at night, I better have me some glasses because I guarantee you don't want to drive in the car with me if I ain't got my glasses on. Now, I do have some cool ones that got tint and everything else, so they don't look like glasses, but I guarantee they're glasses because the brother need to see. I remember one time I went out of town and oh my God, I thought I had my glasses with me and I didn't. And it was the grace of God because I had to drive around. I had Nancy in the car and her auntie and this and that. And it was like, didn't you see that exit? Oh, yeah, I seen it. I was just bluffing. Oh, yeah, I seen this. No, I actually didn't see it. I was so grateful that I could park that car. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Why? Because I didn't have the right tools. So since that incident, I always make sure that I have my glasses with me, but also a second pair in one of my travel cases, just in case one get lost, because I think that's what happened. One got misplaced or whatever. I couldn't find it. So never again. You don't catch me like that. If one get lost, guess what? I got a backup at the hotel, which we're heading out of town this weekend. I guarantee I'm going to have 2 sets of glasses with me. So in case at nighttime I have to drive, guess what? Boop, boop. Brother gonna be able to see. I need the tools. And some of you guys are driving and you don't have the right tools. You can't see. That's why you're losing trades. Had you had the right tools, you would have saw, oh man, that wasn't a trade I would have took. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So anyway, yeah, you got inner lines and I got a lot of this stuff turned off. Inner lines, outer lines, you got Fibonacci retracement, but again, you have Fibonacci retracement. You got the Fibonacci expansion levels. Or you can put both in your chart. You can change these colors. There's a lot of stuff in here. Play around with it when you get it, because again, I can't tell you exactly what to do with it because the way I see the charts and the way you see the charts may be different, including the fact that for some of you guys, just the fact that you're able to change the colors to something that matches for your eye. It will work for you. I can take the same tool, but if the colors are too loud for me, it messes up my view for some reason. Okay, so just play with it. Anyway, moving on. Let's keep going. All right, we're seeing some hovering in this, see, demand zone. See that? Price action is hovering in this demand zone and in our buy box on simplicity. So you might want to keep an eye on this one. Look at there. See, here it is. Arrow is right here, 30-minute arrow. It did shoot up. Now it's doing a pullback. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And it's in that buy zone. See, if I entered this trade here, where would I put my stop? Right below this zone right here. And just let it do what it do. Simple. All this from just, now see, this is what I wouldn't do. This little beehive cluster. I have no idea what y'all got going on right here. See, you a smooth operator. Smooth operator. See? And even this one, you can see, look, you missed the initial high. That's okay. Price came down. What did it do? Touched right here. Is this high point lower than this? Yes or no? Here's the high point where the reversal took place, which you would have caught if you was using the 415 strategy or maybe the 30-minute arrow. You would have caught it. You missed it. That's okay. But this dropped, and here's the yellow stop. Mine's is yellow. You can change it to whatever colors you like. I use yellow for resistance, and I use white for support. You can change these colors to whatever floats your boat. But you can see when price action touched, this is what they call a LH if you're new, lower high. Here was a high point. Here was a lower one. Did it ever come back? Never did. Look at all that money. Now, when it's doing a sidebar like this, or like I call it a spongy bob, I can't call it sponge bob. I don't want to get sued. Spongy bob, meaning it's just sitting there in a box. Okay, it's in a box. That means what's that? They call it consolidation, but indecision. This is indecision. You haven't made a decision. I only want to trade if you're heading up or if you're heading down. But when you go sideways like this, even you don't know what's going on. So I'll leave you alone. That's why I haven't been trading the JPY pairs lately. Indecision. After that big, and let me tell y'all, side note. Yeah, box head, Liz. Thank you, Liz. Yeah, Khalid. Yeah, no problem. So here's the point. I can understand why the JPY is doing this. Don't nobody want to fool with you. Because what happened was, and they got me too, this is what I said, if you lose trades, don't take it like, oh my God, the world is over. It feels like it, and I'm not gonna lie. Losing trades, I don't care how long you've been trading, it does not feel good. You don't like it. It don't feel right. But sometimes it's just not your fault. So what happened is over the last prior 2 weeks, it appears like the Japanese government has been manipulating their currency to get it back off the ground. Because as you can see, this thing was just falling to the dirt. Then they intervened, and then all of a sudden it started springing back up. So now it's just consolidating. Why? Because we don't know. You got us twice, two Sundays in a row. Sundays going into Mondays, two of them in a row. You crashed the stock market, in fact, the U.S. stock market with your foolishness, and then you did some more manipulating last week. Because Sundays for trend trading is basically one of the best days ever. Okay. It's the best day ever. No news, no nothing. So if you see a trend trade with Ocean Wave, man, it's smooth. But for the last 2 Sundays and Mondays, it's been hectic if you trade in these because they was crashing the market because they was intervening. And I ain't blaming them. You got to do what you got to do to save your currency from hitting rock bottom, which it was. You can see that. But now, don't nobody want to fool with you. So no investors, this is what it looks like to me. No big investors want to deal with you right now. And so therefore, that's why you see this indecision box. Type of 45, if that made sense to everybody. I want to make sure this is making sense. Okay. Indecision. Anytime you see this, leave it alone. I don't care how good the trade looks like on the lower time frame. Unless you're scalping it, leave it alone. Nothing good can come of this long term until they figure out what's going on. So if the institutional traders, and this is what it looks like, the institutional traders ain't playing with this, why would I? There's too many other opportunities. And see, they're all doing the same thing. See, they're all sloppy. And I haven't seen them sloppy like that in a long time, the JPY pairs. The JPYs were typically one of my favorites. You can see, smooth moves, smooth. Okay. All of them were always smooth. See, smooth. smooth. Look at what's going on now. All of them doing the same thing. Don't nobody want to fool with you, bro. You shady. See, look at all this clustering. All of them doing the same thing. See, same thing. Do I think this may break out to the top? Yeah, I think it may. But see, look at this raggedy. Guys, understand this. And let me say one more thing about this. You may have your favorite pair, but if your favorite pair ain't acting like a favorite to you, then it ain't your favorite pair. Move on to something else. Okay. Because while you wasting time trying to force trades with your quote unquote favorite pair that ain't acting like it's a favorite, you losing money and you're losing time and opportunities because many more opportunities are available to you that you could have taken advantage of, but you so stuck on that one pair until you missing stuff like this. Simple, straightforward trades. Simple, straightforward trades. You missing out on them because you chasing the crazy one. That's my favorite pair. Okay, you look at this. Look at this. Easy money. Here we go. Here's the top, down, boom. What is this? Somebody type in the box. Type in the box. You're seeing it right here on the 1 hour. What is this? And by the way, close this out. I'm testing a something that I'm working on. Here's the take profits you can see, which would have been, let me, before I close this out so y'all can see it. Simple trade. 54 pips, it's at 41, but it looks like it's stopping right there. So don't be greedy. It's close enough. Take your money. Done. GU. Okay. And this is, I'm letting the other account, I have another account where I'm going to let these ride, but I'm testing something on this one. So this one is supposed to be, take profit is supposed to be 54 again, 54 pips. This one is at 40. Okay. And it has its trailing stop. It's monitoring this on its own. So I'm testing something out. I'm always working on some projects. Always. But anyway, y'all can see. Okay. Let's look at this trade right here on GU. Don't you see this arrow right here? Type a yes if you see this arrow. Don't you see this 30-minute arrow? Come on now, 30-minute traders, my 30-minute traders. Now, again, you could have did the 415er. Okay, we got my 415 team. 2 or more candles, drop to the 15-minute. And could you not have seen this money sitting right here? Type a yes if you see this money. Come on, keep typing yes. Come on, keep typing, keep typing, keep typing, keep typing, keep typing, keep typing, keep typing. Keep typing. Why would you not take this easy money and yet you fighting with this? The arrows are right. They're making you money, but look how many dots are showing up. This is the wickety whack craziness. Uncle B, this is my favorite pair. You get me, Uncle B? I love him. Okay. Sounds like look at this. Look at this. This is an accordion. But this is my favorite pair, Uncle B. This is my favorite pair. Okay. All right, we're cool. This is funny, but it ain't funny. But it sure sounds like you in love with an abusive relationship then. Because why in the heck would you take something like this when you could have easily taken something like this? Why are you fighting with foolishness? Why are you wanting this when you could have had this? Simple and smooth. See, here's the high. Here's the high. I told you, if you miss the high, wait for it, come back up. Boom, right there. Lower high. This is a confirmation. We're on the downtrend. And look at how much money you missed. Because you're fighting with this over here. Type of 200 if y'all understand what I'm saying. Reggie said he made some money on that GE too. Yeah. Yeah. But you want to fight with your favorite pair. I don't have favorites. In fact, truth be told, here's the truth. People, I got a big family. I got 4 brothers and 4 sisters, and they laugh at me because they're like, you ain't faithful to no team. I used to be. I used to be very, very, very into my sports teams and this and that. And I remember I threw a party one time, and it was a huge party at the crib. This was years ago. And I was so big into it until we decorated one half of the house with all one team's decorations and colors, and the whole half of the other house with the whole decoration had all these people over, and we was just, and I got mad. Oh, I got mad because my team didn't win. I can't tell you how I acted. That was back when I was younger, so I ain't gonna tell y'all that. But it dawned on me, or better yet, it probably didn't dawn on me. It was probably God saying, "Look, boy, come here. Let me sit your silly self down and let me, like my grandfather used to say, let me learn you something." That's how they used to say. They didn't say, "Let me teach you something." Let me learn you something, boy. So God, He sat me down and learned me something. He said, "Hold on. If your team won, what did you get? Your team lost, you losing your mind. What did you get?" And from that point, I chilled out. So I have teams that I like, that I follow, but I don't have one favorite team. I'm a diehard. They ain't a diehard for me. They don't even know my name. I got to pay to come see you. You ain't paying me. So why am I getting angry over whether we won? Okay, they got a ring. What did you get? You understand what I'm saying? So I treat it for what it is, entertainment. So even with these pairs, these are entertainment. If you're doing what I'm asking you to do, then we have a joint partnership. But the moment you start tweaking and acting the fool, I'm moving on to somebody who can give me what I'm looking for. I'm not going to be stuck on you. Everybody understand that concept. Everybody clear, because some of you guys, you're losing tons of money and time because you're constantly getting upset that your favorite pair ain't acting like a favorite. But that's on you. If it's not doing what you need it to do, then move the heck on. And part of that is stepping clearly out to the 4 hour time frame, and you can clearly see this is just not a good match right now. It was for a long time. Look at how smooth. Y'all heard me brag about the JPY pairs. One of my favorite smoothest pairs. But once the Japanese government went in and started intervening, they caused indecision on everybody. Nobody knows what y'all doing next because you keep manipulating it. It's not running smoothly. You're interfering with its natural flow. And so therefore, we can't trust you. We used to. See, look how smooth that was. Look how smooth this was. JPYs was one of my favorite. Watch this, pairs with an S. I have favorite pairs with an S. Because if one don't act right, got another. This is the only place where I can cheat, and Nancy says nothing about it. Let me repeat that again. My wife, who's sitting in the other office, this is the one place I can cheat all day long, and she has nothing to say about it. She don't even care. Why? Because it's okay to commit adultery in this relationship called trading, because this is one night stands, day by day, week by week. We'll make an assessment of our relationship. I don't have nothing permanent with you, just like you don't even know my name. So you don't have nothing permanent with me. It's not personal. This is just what? Type, 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 type. It's not personal. It's what? Type, 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 type. Type, 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 type. There you go. Monica got it first. It's just business. We have a working business relationship. So if you're not going to cooperate, that's how cooperate. If you ain't going to cooperate, I'm going to move on. I'll come back and check on you. But right now, I tell you the truth. Many people who made this their favorite pair, they're losing tons and tons and tons of money. Tons. Time and money. Because they won't give up. And so, you know what? I got all these other ones I can choose, but I chose you and I want to put a ring on it. Okay, well, keep doing. Do you. Everybody clear? All right. Let me see. Reg, you got a hand. Let's go to some hands real quick because again, I got to do something else. I want to do something else for you guys if you guys don't mind. This is just something I want to do because I just gotta do it. I just gotta do it. For those who can hang back, it's just something I want to do. Okay. Reg, go right ahead and unmute. Reg, did you go? I'm sorry, Reg. I might have hit the wrong button. Go ahead and unmute. Raise your hand and go ahead and unmute. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I hit the wrong button by accident. Go ahead and unmute, bro.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. Mind if we take a look at NZD USD, please?
NGD, yeah, NU. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was in this trade right here, and usually if I see them dots come out, I jump out, but I didn't see any dots come out. So I just said, all right, well, I might need to hold on to this one because I didn't see because it was in a downtrend. I didn't see no support dots come out.
Bro, this one I'm in myself, I ain't touching this thing. I'm gonna let this thing run, baby. Look at this speedy racer. All right.
All
Watch.
right.
Look. Two or more candles. For those who have the simplicity system, two or more candles touching the top, drop to the 15-minute, and wah to the la. Easy money. Everybody see that? My
Okay.
30-minute family, look at this. Has this thing even dropped hard yet? Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. This thing got a long way to go. You know why? Because thanks to the Fed announcement, this thing shot so high up, plus its own strength, it shot so high up until this thing is right here. So I'm personally hoping that this is where it is. Okay. Here's from the daily perspective. You can see this as well. Okay.
Okay.
So will I take some profits off the top? Yeah, of course. Shade some profits. But, oh, I'm sorry. Let me do it like this. All right. So there we go. So this is from the 4 hour. Last time it crept all the way up, came back down and dropped hard. But other than that, and I'm gonna clean this up, y'all. Don't worry about it. Other than that, typically this is the highest point it would go to. You can see that right here. This thing broke up through there. So the minimum is for that thing to come back down to here, which it's close to doing, and then go from there. So you can see it right here. You can see it right here. Every time it came up in this area, it dropped. Came up, dropped. And
Oh,
it only broke through this because of the Fed announcement last week. It's not normally up this high. So even if it comes back up and retests this top right here, as long as it don't break above this blue, I'm good. I'll hold you. I got patience and just let this thing sit. Or what I'll do is shave a little bit off, lock in a little bit, say thank you very much for the gift and the blessings. Okay. Because
all
it
right.
can, yes. But for me personally, I'm not going to touch this. This is one of those I'm gonna let it sit. Because the 4 hour time frame is telling me this thing, as long as it don't break above this blue, this thing is can dance around, play around, fiddle around, but eventually you coming right down, bro. You coming
Okay.
down. Okay? That's my
All
thought on
right.
it. Make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Welcome. Uh Martin, go ahead and raise your hand. It'd be better if you raise your hand and I can talk to you directly to make sure I'm answering it correctly. And plus, I would like to say hi to you, if you don't mind. Because I know you're new and I want to make sure that I'm giving you the correct answer. Because if I give you an answer, I'm reading your comment, but if I may not, I may misinterpret what you're saying. So it'd be better if you ask. If you can't, that's cool. But if you can you go ahead and raise your hand so I can make sure I'm helping you correctly? Um, system is live. Okay, so maybe not. Okay, so let me just answer it here, Martin. So yeah, the ocean wave. I have class here every Wednesday, so it doesn't matter what system you purchase. Just come to class every Wednesday. I don't get into all that separate stuff and separate for this and separate for that. Just come I'm here every Wednesday. Oh, don't worry about it. I'll go ahead. I understand your question. So if you get the ocean wave system, just come every Wednesday. I'm here every Wednesday. So whatever questions you have, just say, "Hey, I got some questions on the ocean wave." That. Just come right here. I'm here every Wednesday. That's why it's easier to do it that way. Much easier. So yeah, okay. Second question: are the signals sent from the signals group capable with the signals copier? I know that the signal group come with live classes. I really like to attend the live classes to learn to trade, but would also like the convenience of being able to automatically copy trace. Yeah, those are two separate things. And even the software and the things that we run, like for the US 30, is completely different from what you're going to be getting if you attended the live classes. So the signals is going to be different for the most part, and so is the indice trades. Either one can be profitable. It's totally up to you. It's just a matter of, do you want to be physically doing things where you physically come to class, with Miss Jenny twice a week, and then getting trades from Mr. Elvis where you place them yourself. Or if you want to automate it, then you can get the copier. Okay. Which, by the way, I posted my profits from the US 30 from last night till this morning, 1,400 in profits. And I had just woke up and saw that, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty good. And that's why I'm screenshotting things for you guys. And then yesterday, I hope you guys saw my little video. And I'm making it official. I'm just going to be on YouTube as well. I have my thumbnail team create a thumbnail for it. But I wanted to show people 1 week results on my own account. And so therefore it's the same video I posted in the chat group. But it's going to be on YouTube today, showing you exactly, okay, here's what I did. Here's where I tested it out with just a small amount. Then I increased it to 4 lots, depending on your account size or whatever. But basically you can see, okay, there is progressional growth going on in this account, and which is way better than any savings account that you guys can have. The savings accounts, they really don't pay you any interest. That's an old school concept, even though people think it still works today. But you can put money in a savings account, but really savings accounts were meant that they were going to pay you interest on your money, which, by the way, this is an interesting point. And before I say this, Martin, I hope I answered your questions, brother. Type in the box, let me know if that was able to help. So it's up to you. Do you want to do the work yourself and learn? Which, by the way, I suggest to do that. If you want to learn how to trade, then do that. If you go to the regular signals group, if you just want to automate it, then you go that route. Okay. So it's just whether you want to learn or do you just want it done for you? Okay. Oh, okay. There you go. You got your hand. All right. Let me go ahead and unmute you. Give me 1 second, though. Here's the point. Why did the dollar drop so hard in the first place? Because the Feds are saying they're going to lower interest rates, which means if you got money in a savings account, hoping to make it grow in a savings account, are you actually going to be making it grow? No, because the Feds are even lowering interest rates, which means the banks are not going to be able to pay you any interest on your money. Your money is just sitting there for them to play with as investors. That's just money for the investors of banks. The banks use your money, OPM, other people's money. They're using your money to loan out at an interest rate. Okay. That's like my boy Derek here in the group. He gives me $500 and say, hold this money. I say, okay, cool. I'll be back for it in 6 months. Cool. I take that 500, open up a prop firm account, flip that prop firm account. Now it's a live account that's generating me money. And once you pass a prop firm challenge, they reimburse your $500 back. So guess what? I took his 500, passed a prop firm challenge. Now I'm making monthly income off of this live prop firm account. They gave me back his original 500. So when he come back in 6 months, he said, you got that 500? I sure do. Do he get anything extra? Yes or no? Type. Do he get anything extra on the 500 he told me to hold for 6 months? Yes or no? Thank you, Todd. I see you here up in the YouTube family. Thank you. No, of course he don't. That's what your savings account is doing. You're loaning them money. They're flipping that money. And guess what? You get no return on it. But they're making a boatload of money. That's where the car loans are going. And what's funny, here's the funny thing about it. I don't think it's that. Shut up. Shut. You talk too much. That's why I like being around the. Shut up. They being us. But let me say this real quick. The very bank that I'm having money sitting in there to, you hold my money, but I go back to this bank and say, I got a relationship with you. Can you give me a loan? They look through, I don't know if we can give you a loan. Wait a minute, but I loaned you my money. You making money off my money, but then when I need money, okay. Moving on. Martin, you had a hand.
Yeah, thank you, Uncle P, for taking my question.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good.
I just wanted to be clear about your answer. The only live classes specifically on the technique of training that you give is from the Signal Group classes. Am I
No. So
correct on it?
no. Different. All right. So if you get the ocean wave system, simplicity or
Mhm.
any, just come here every Wednesday. I'm here every Wednesday unless I'm traveling, and I'll be here to answer questions because it's just easier to have it done all at one time. I'm not into having all these separate things, separate. It's too much work. So every Wednesday, just come here. Hey, I got the ocean wave system. I got some questions about it. And just like we're doing right now, I will stop class to answer your questions and then go from there and make sure you have an understanding. Okay.
Okay. And if I wanted trades copied, that's what
Copycat service is for.
the
Correct.
copycat service and the US 30 and all
And
that.
you want the Forex and the US 30, that one still has the double discount on it because it's a dual service. If you just want the US 30, that's fine. Or if you want just the Forex, that's fine. All three of those tabs you'll find on the website. So you just pick and choose whichever one you want. And once you click on them, it'll have a price of each subscription. But you'll save the most if you get the dual. And I did like that on purpose. But I've tried to make all affordable, so it don't really matter which one you go with. It's reasonable.
Okay.
Okay.
And a reasonable minimum amount for those is a grand,
Yeah,
$2,000, $3,000.
yeah, that'd be fine. And like I said, if you have different certain brokers offer a like this broker here, which I've been rocking with, and I'm not making broker recommendation, but this broker right here, and I did a video showing you guys if with this broker right here, you can request for your if you're going to get the US 30 copier, you can request to have it a micro lotted account. They won't automatically do it. You have to request it. And but what that means is that I'm able to trade huge uh let me go here. I can trade the most expensive thing in the market, which is the US 30. It is the most expensive instrument to trade, but when you make it into a baby size lot size, meaning that I can take a small amount and still cash in on this opportunity. It's equivalent to the stock market. Have you ever heard of trading options?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can trade the stock of
Mm-hmm.
Tesla. But if you trade Tesla stock, I don't know what the price is right now, but let's just say it's at $900 a share. So if you just trade Tesla by itself and you wanted 25 shares, but they're at, let's say, $1,000 a share, that means for every share, you got to come up with what? $1,000. So 25 shares times 1,000 means you got to fork up $25,000 to buy Tesla shares straight out. But then they have what's called the options. And options means that I can buy an option at I'm still controlling 100 shares, but I'm buying it at a fraction of the price, maybe for $100 or $200 for 100 shares versus 25,000. So that's what micro lotting does. It takes the same thing, but it puts it at a fraction of the price so that anybody can afford to do it and trade it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's what I would do. I will find a broker, and again, we can send you a list of brokers. And I use CoinX, but I know Jenny has Plexi Trade, and she has a referral link or whatever. And then there's a NC1 or something like that she uses, and they also do micro lots, so that you can even have $300 and still be able to do it. But if you're just using your own account and none of this micro lot stuff, then yeah, minimum of 1,000, I would do.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, see, ain't it cool that we talking to make sure?
Absolutely.
I told,
Absolutely.
I told you, bro. This is why I stopped taking email questions a long time ago. Any trade questions? Nope, I ain't answering no more of them through email, bro. And I say this and let you go because I got to do this next thing, bro. I used to try to answer questions for people, and oh my God, 30 emails later, they're pissed off. Now I'm pissed off, and nobody got an understanding. And then as soon as we come in here, look, in less than 2 minutes, everybody clear, everybody happy, and we good. So that's why I do this live class free of charge, open to the public. Just come on in with your questions, and then we can resolve this in 2 minutes and then watch this. There is no quote unquote misconceptions. The word conceptions come from the word concepts, meaning thought processes. You have a thought in your mind, I have a thought in my mind, but unless we express it and come to an understanding, there's going to be a watch this, different directions, misunderstanding, misconcept. You had one fault, I had one fault, but they're missing each other. Why? Because I was trying to type it out instead of just talking to you directly.
Absolutely.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming to class. Everybody understood that? This is where a lot of your arguments and your in relationships come from. It comes from quote unquote misconcepts. I have a concept or an idea in my mind. You got a concept or idea in your mind, but they're not matching up. And because we're not communicating properly or finding a different way than what we normally do to communicate, because maybe the way we talking to each other, maybe the way we doing things, it ain't working. We need to find a different way so that we can kind of understand. And here's the biggest thing with relationships, which is why I love Nancy. No problems, no stress. Every morning, I know for sure I don't have to wake up to a stressful relationship with Nancy. Business is different. But with Nancy, never. I have zero concerns of waking up and there's going to be a problem in the house. Why? Because when we talk to get an understanding, not to make a point. I'm not here trying to force her to get my concept because her concept is just as valuable as mine. So when she's communicating with me, I'm not trying to force her to only see my way because guess what? My way ain't the only way. It's my thought process on the matter, but it doesn't mean it's correct. And so we talk, share what we think about the subject, and then we walk away with an understanding and a conclusion on what's the best approach for the team. Okay. So we don't have argument. Me and Nancy ain't had an argument in God, maybe 7 years. Maybe 7 years. We've been married for 10. First 3 years was terrible. No, I'll say first year and a half. Oh my God. Oh goodness. Woo, Jesus. We wasn't gonna make it. Oh my God, we would not gonna make it. Divorce was flying out our lips all the time. Seems like every month. And that's when I had my 7,000 square foot house. I had a private guest suite built up in there that looked like a hotel room. It was, I mean, her closets for this is just for the guests because we have people flying to town who used to visit. I was like, instead of you staying in a hotel, hey, just stay here with me. So yeah, so the point is that I found myself or she found herself up in the guest room oftentimes, meaning we had a 2,000 or 2,200 square foot bedroom. The bedroom itself was over 2,000 square feet. The bedroom, 2-story bedroom, and it was still lonely. It was lonely because one person will be up in the guest suite and the other person will have that 2,000 square foot bedroom. But you're both in the same house and in different directions. Why? Misconceptions. And then God said, if y'all don't stop acting silly. And one day there was a conversation and we never looked back. And so it's been probably about 7 years since we had an argument because it's not even necessary. She has a concept. I have a concept. Let's just share our ideas and then figure out from there. I don't have to be right. I don't talk because I don't have to be right. I just need to be understood. Okay. And so does she. I respect your opinion. Then we walk away and say, okay, what's the best approach? Okay. All right, you guys. Hopefully that was helpful to somebody who may be having a relationship issue. That was a little bonus right there. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen and I'm going to switch over to something else. This is something I've never done before. So y'all just entertain me. If you have to go, I do understand. If you don't, then hang tight with me. All right, let me do this. I had taught this particular class actually this Saturday. I found it so fascinating. I said, I want to share this with you guys. It was something I never saw before. Have anybody ever dealt with rejection? Just you were rejected, you know? You got rejected. It wasn't even something you did. Is or a better way of saying it is you got hated. You got haters, and you don't even know why. For an example, some of you guys, you've been coming to my class every week for the last several weeks. That's the reason why I had to shut the comments off to just where the administrators, hopefully it worked. I don't know, but hopefully the administrators can only see it and stuff like that. I have to do some adjustments. Well, I got a hater who comes in here every Tuesday. I'm showing y'all charts on what the best approach to look at the markets in various different ways, because not every trading method works for everybody. I've showed various different trading methods, and some people are walking away saying, thank you very much. Hey, I was able to make some profits. I'm able to do this and this and this, or I'm able to see the charts better than I did before. Thank you for explaining this and that. And yet I got a person who is cyber stalking me, and I never met this person. I have no idea who they are. And I've had numbers of them over the years since I launched. The moment I decided that I'm going to, like Dr. Mounts, that's why I played that short video clip of what it is when people think you're gifted. You may not even feel gifted, but other people perceive you as being gifted. And because of your gift that God has given you, you are under attack for things you never even did. Let me give y'all a better example. Just entertain me on this conversation. Then I'm gonna do a quick slide presentation and we're done for today. But this is totally something different. But I did it on Saturday with a group of guys, and I just want to share this with you. Okay. I woke up this morning. Honest to God, I lie not. Okay. Oh, I have to raise my hand. Hold on. Let me tell it to not do that. Don't follow me. Okay. I lie not. I tell you guys the honest to God truth. I woke up this morning. I picked up my phone, and of course, I checked check to see how much profits it's made overnight or whatever, and this and that. Okay, honest to God, honest. And then sometimes there's some comments from some posts that I do on social media, on YouTube or whatever. And I woke up to a comment this morning, literally this morning. It said, "Well, you took down my comment. I ain't commenting no more on your post." I said, "Okay, I'm in the bed. I'm in the bed. Fresh, just woke up. I'm in the bed, fresh, woke up. Ain't even wiped my eyes good to see what's going on." And here's his comment. I said, "Okay, but I don't have a clue what you're talking about." Do you get what I'm saying? I'm just waking up. And I got to deal with your drama? What post are you? What comment are you talking about? I just woke up. I ain't removed no comment. I ain't did nothing. I'm just waking up, partner. Type of 45 if y'all understand what I'm saying. Well, you just wake up in the morning to drama. Satan couldn't wait for you to wake your eyes up because he's ready for it. Oh, I got an attack for him today. I'm going to throw him off the... See, he starts early to make sure that you're thrown off your game. He want to frustrate you. He couldn't wait for me to wake up so he can try to frustrate me. What you talking about, dude? I'm just waking up. I ain't deleted no comment. I didn't even expect to get a comment. About I ain't commenting on your page no more. I mean, it's not going to stop me from posting. In fact, I got a good video coming out later today around noon. I ain't tripping. I mean, that's fine. My thing is, I hope I didn't offend you. I don't even know you. I don't even know you. But what happens is the more your gift begins to reveal itself, even if you don't see it, but the more you become mature and your gift that God has put in you begins to blossom and flourish, the more attention it attracts. It's like a flower. When it was just a seed in the ground, nobody cared. But when the rosebud begins to blossom, everybody pays attention. And some would think it's the most beautiful thing with a beautiful fragrance, while others will take it and just smash it and disrespect it. And you ask the rose, and the rose will say, "What did I do? I just grew up." Yeah, but your beauty, it caused people to have to make a decision about you, whether you liked it or not. Type amen, somebody, if you're getting what I'm saying so far. This is for somebody. You're going through a lot of hell with people, and you didn't even do anything. You didn't even do nothing. You just woke up. You woke up and was breathing. And for this quick thing that I'm gonna go through, it could be happening. It could have been happening to you ever since you was a kid, and you still have no idea what was this all about. Why did I grow up in an abusive home? How did I end up in an abusive marriage? How did I end up? How? What did I do? Why are people against me? And now you're looking in the mirror, disappointed at yourself, thinking there's something wrong with you, loved one. If any of this resonates with you, if any of this resonates with somebody you know, then just entertain the conversation I'm about to have. It's only a few minutes with this slide presentation, but I want to share this with you because I shared it with some group of guys, and I hope that it blesses you like it blessed me. Okay? All right, let's get started. Let me share my screen. And let me say before I begin, I ain't no preacher, man. I ain't no preacher. I just love God and God loves me. That's all I know. God loves me. I love him. That's all I know. And he teaches me things and helped me to understand things that I didn't see before. So right here, and let's go through this presentation. Hold on. Um, well, you'll just have to see my notes on the side. I like when I can do a full. Oh, there we go. Right there. That's what I wanted. All right, now here we go. So let's begin. Matthew 13, and if you're not religious, it's okay. These are just principles. You don't have to be a religious person. You don't have to go to church. I ain't asking for all that. Just the concept. You can still learn from anywhere. So watch this. It says Matthew 13, 53 through 58. A lot of you guys who have went to church, you heard this a lot, but you pass right over it because you're reading too fast. And this is about the prophet without honor. In 53, it says, when Jesus had finished these parables, he moved on from there. Coming to his hometown, he began teaching the people in their synagogue, or the correct word is synagogue. It wasn't a church all the time. It was basically a meeting place because it was like the town center. It was a small community. So if you want to hear the gossip of what was going on in town, you would go to what they call the synagogue. And that was not a temple. That's why you'll hear sometimes synagogue or a temple, two separate places. So he went to the town center. Watch this. Coming to his hometown. Where did he come to? His hometown. This is going to get some of you guys, because some of you guys wonder why your own family members turned in against you, and you don't even know what you did. Watch this. Coming to his hometown, he began teaching the people. Watch this. He's doing what? He's teaching them in their hometown, in the neighborhood. And they were what? Watch this. They were amazed. Watch this. Where did this man get this wisdom and these miraculous powers? They asked. Isn't this, watch this, this is what they're doing to you. Isn't this the carpenter's son? We know his daddy. His daddy is the carpenter. Ain't this Fred's boy? Fred the plumber? Ain't this Fred's boy? Isn't his mother's name Mary? And aren't his brothers James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas? Don't you know we went to school with his brothers? Aren't all his sisters with us? I used to try to get on his sister who was a cheerleader. We know his whole family. Watch this. Watch. Where then did this man get all these things? And watch this, verse 57. And they took a. This is what's happening to you. Look at this word right here. He did some things that amazed them. But instead of celebrating his gift, they took offense at him. What? This is what's going on with you. You're out there trying to do good things for people, and they're offended. They're offended. Watch this. The famous statement that you've heard before. This is where it came from. Now you understand what Jesus meant. But Jesus said to them, a prophet is not without honor except in his own, watch this, in his own neighborhood. And where? In his own home. Listen to what he said. I've been traveling and doing things all over the place, and people celebrate and love and appreciate what I have to offer. But I come home to my own neighborhood and to my own hometown and my own kinfolk, and look what they do. Y'all offended at me because you think you know me. Let me stop and say this before we get to the next slide. Here's where some of you guys are having a problem. Hear me really, really good on this. Hear me good on this one. People are still judging you because of what you used to be. And they give you no credit for who you've become now. Yeah, but see, when you was out there drinking and smoking, and yeah, you used to throw it back and you used to get, but notice the word that you're using about me. I used to. As if you don't give me the ability to grow up and mature and become better in life. You're not even appreciating the fact that I've gotten better. You still got me locked up in what you remember me as when I used to be. That's the key word, used to. It ain't me no more. And instead of you appreciating the fact that I matured out of that, you're now upset. What's the lunacy in this? I told you this was going to be for some of y'all. You're being rejected because you grew up and matured. And they talked about you when you was out there slutting around doing your thing. They talked about you bad then, and then you cleaned yourself up and you now are more presentable. You're doing better in life. You're seeking better things, and they're still talking about you now. What the heck? So whether I do good or bad, I'm going to be rejected by you. And it hurts even more when it's done by, watch what this says. This is where their famous statement came from. A prophet is not without honor, except in my own neighborhood and in my own family. If I'm on point so far, somebody type a 200 in the box. I told you read scriptures too fast. And whether you believe in religion or not, I'm not a religious person. I just took the principles of the Bible. Because truth is truth. Sibling rivalry, I ain't did nothing to you. I tried to love on you. You're in a relationship now. I ain't did nothing to you. I'm trying to provide for you and be a loving person to you. And you're rejecting me. Because you think that I'm better than you. Oh, you think you somebody. That's what they basically said to Jesus. Let's get to the next slide. Watch this. When help turns into hurt, have you ever tried to help someone and they turned around and did something to hurt you in return? If that has ever happened to you, type a 5 in the box real quick. Come on, because I gotta go. Have that ever happened to you? You tried to help and they turned around instead of, they did some harm to you. Number 2, have you ever tried to help someone and they acted like you were supposed to have done with that and never told you thank you? Number 3, have you ever helped someone and they turned around and made slight remarks like, you think you better than everybody else? No, you don't think I'm better than everybody else. That's you thinking that. I never said that. That ain't even on my mind. And you're dealing with hurt. And what makes it more hurtful is when it's coming from people who's closest in your quote unquote inner circle, which means your friends, families, and coworkers or whoever. Let's go. Where did you go? Guys and women, if you're listening, listen to this because this explains some of the problems that you're having out your man. You don't know it because you ain't a man. And women, when y'all giving each other advice, you're giving bad advice to each other because you don't know the thinking of a man. So you really want to hear me. But men, you know, if you want to say amen, cool. But if not, I get it. But you know I'm right on this. Watch this. Watch these next slides. One of the most painful things you can go through is to be rejected by your own friends, family, or loved ones or coworkers because you have a gift. Even a gift that you yourself didn't even know you had. It's just natural to you to do this. People come to you because you're good at what you do. But to you, it's not that big a deal. It's like, that big of a deal, but it is to others. But that's how you know you have a gift. What are they constantly coming to you for? Let me stop for a quick second and just share this with you. You don't have to search for your gift. It's always there. Whether you was drinking, smoking, acting a fool, or whether you decided, hey, I'm going to turn my life over to God or whatever you do, your gift is always there. The Bible says the gift is given without repentance. In other words, when he gives you a gift, he's not going to take it back just because you acting a fool. He's just hoping that one day you'll realize that I gave you a gift for good. Right now, you're using it for evil. Are you hearing me? Watch this. As a result, you sometimes shrink your gift itself to reduce the pain of rejection. Adam, where art thou? Genesis chapter 3, verse 9. Where did you go? Some of you guys, you have shrunk yourself because you don't want to stand out to nobody. You don't want people talking about you. So as a result of the hecklers in your life, the haters in your life, as a result of that, you disappear and you pretend like you're not gifted anymore. And you're doing this because you're tired of people talking about you. You used to volunteer, but then people's like, oh, do you think you know better than everybody? So now you don't volunteer no more. You don't raise your hand. You just play like you don't know things. If I'm talking to anybody or anybody you know, type a 50 in the box. Type a 50. Just let me know I'm on point. Just let me know. Just talk to me and let me know I'm on point. Because again, I've never done this before, and I'll probably never do it again. I don't know. But I just want to let y'all know this was for somebody today. You needed to hear this. You thought you was coming here about trading, and God said, no, I know, I see your hurting heart. And you've been hiding because of the people around you. Let's keep going. There's more. I told you guys I'm in the wrong business, to be honest. I would much prefer to do this every week. But I know how to trade a bit. I'm still learning that too. So I just share what I learned. I'm not an expert in that either. But I much more enjoy this because I know this helps people more. Money can get you only so far, but it can never heal a broken heart. Let's keep going. A divided kingdom. To be holy also means to be one. Be ye holy as I am holy, or become one even as I am one. The root word is what? Whole. I and my Father are one. That's what the Bible said for those who go to church. That's what it meant. We're whole. Truth is, for many of you guys, you're not whole. You're divided. You're divided. That's where we get the word schizophrenic. You cannot afford to be divided against yourself, even when others are against you. Because if not, watch this, nothing God does for you will be enough. And you will find yourself dealing with secret depression all the time. God could be blessing you, and you'll see the worst in the situation. God could have just did something for you, but you won't see it as a blessing. Because in your head, nothing is a blessing. You're dealing with depression because of the people's rejection of you. Why can't I just be liked by people? Why are all these people always against me? Let's keep going. You'll end up doubting yourself in every decision you make. And now you will be influenced to, I'm sorry, I misspelled that. And now you'll be influenced by people's opinions of you instead of what God thinks of you. That's why social media is so important to some of you guys. Every bit of your life, every meal you eat, every move you make, you posting it, and then you quickly staring at the comments all day. Ain't nothing wrong with posting, but some of you guys, you taking it too far because you need the people to click on that like button. You need the people to say something positive about you. You need it. Why? Because guess what you did? You started rejecting yourself. You're divided against yourself now. You're not whole. You're not one. Your gift messed you up. Watch this. Self-rejection is worse than outside rejection. Watch this. Watch this. You don't really like celebrating this for men. Ladies, hear me really, really good on this. Hear me good. Your man will never tell you this. I will repeat. Your man will never tell you this. And the older he gets, the worse this is going to be. And he gets quiet. You don't know why, but he is in this situation. Watch this. You don't really like celebrating your birthday anymore as it's a milestone of conviction rather than a celebration of your life and your accomplishments. Men, listen to me really good. You know I'm telling the TRUTH. Why? To others, you did okay in life, but to you who reduced yourself for others, feel like you missed the finish line you always wanted to cross. Every birthday feels like a history date of failure, not a history of successes. Thus, birthdays become depression days. But to others, it just looks like you're being humble and, oh, I'm not interested. I'll make a big deal on my birthday. Hmm? Hmm? Type of 45, if you know anybody, it ain't got to be you, but do you know somebody who's dealing with that? Every time their birthday come around, they just, not that big of a deal, especially men. Come on. Type, 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 type. See, nobody explained this to you. You've seen this happening, but nobody told you what's going on. You hitting your 40s, you hitting your 50s, and you doing every birthday makes you do a review of your life. And every time you do a review, you keep looking at what you did not have or what you did not accomplish. Even though you've done some things and you pretend like you got it all together, but you're a divided man. Because on the outside, you poke your chest out, you act like you got all the confidence in the world, but on the inside, you're depressed and unhappy. Let's keep going. Your circle of influence. Relationships can help you or hurt your journey to fulfilling what God had intended for your life. We sometimes spend a lifetime trying to make people like us while ignoring the need to watch this. What does it say? Somebody type it real quick. Type it real quick. What does it say? We spend a lifetime trying to make people like us while we're ignoring the need to do what? Like ourselves. We pretend that we are just being humble when in fact, we are simply dealing with self-rejection. This strips us of joy of celebrating the gift we have inside of us that was meant to serve those around us, just like Jesus in the beginning. He took his gift and was out there ministering and helping people, helping and healing people, feeding the hungry, healing the sick, preaching the quote unquote good news, not of a religion, because it was never religious. People made it a religion. I'm Baptist, I'm Methodist, I'm this and that. I don't care. All these different things, and you're reading from one Bible because you twisted it. It was never supposed to be a religion. He was preaching about a place, a kingdom where love abounds. And they misunderstood him and rejected him because of their misunderstanding. The young man earlier, watch this. Let me stop for a moment. Remember, I spent a few moments with the young man and I told you guys about concepts and misconceptions. And I told you guys that when you have a concept in mind here and a different concept over here, they're going to miss each other. Remember, I said that earlier. This is exactly what happened. Jesus came to offer a gift that was never presented to the world before or after, and the people perceived him one way. So their misunderstanding of him caused him to be murdered. It wasn't the Romans who killed him, it was the religious leaders. Because they had an established religion and he was trying to bring a relationship. Misconcepts. Wasn't even the same. And as a result of that, they rejected him, just like they're doing with you. You think different from everybody else. Things just come natural to you in your area of gifting. But the people in your circle, they're jealous of you. So they reject you. And you're spending your whole life trying to get them people to like you. Let me be honest with you. Let me stop right here and say this to you. You can spend your whole life trying to get some people around you to like you, even if it's family members. And you're just going to get older. And you'll never move the needle. Because once they made a decision about you, that decision has been made. It's time to move on. I was never put on this earth to get you to like me. That was never the focal point. If you like me, you like me. You don't, you don't. Now, I'm not trying to be, you don't want to be a rude person. You want to give them a reason to dislike you. But you don't have to spend your whole time trying to get people to like you either. Because the truth is, long as you got God who likes you and you like yourself, that's a team. I didn't even know at the end of this. Well, see, now he's trying to be Mr. Preacher Man. No, no, I'm not. I promise you I'm not. I'm just trying to get an understanding of what God meant when I'm reading this Bible. And things are just revealing itself to me because I like spending time with God. I spend plenty of time with God. That's why I don't spend a lot of time with people. When I'm done with these things, I typically, if Nancy's still in her office working, guess what I'm doing? I go working out in my gym here in the house, or me and God, we go walking. There's a beautiful place that has an ocean, and me and him, we just go walking. I spend time alone with him. I just enjoy his company now because I better understand him. I don't think I'm nobody special. I have something special in me. But me personally, I don't think nothing special of me. I'm cool. I'm fine. I'm not going to reject me because you don't like me. But I like me. I like how far I've come. And I'm like who I'm with. I like Nancy and I like God. All this other stuff, I'm still a student. I'm still learning myself. I just stop because here's my gift. My gift is I'm able to learn things and have a heart to come back and share it with people who want to hear it. That's what my gift is. That's all it is. I have a gift to I can't shut my mouth. I have to talk. So when God teaches me one thing, it goes back out the other end. This whole super easy Forex thing, I'm not a genius in this market. I get losing trades too. That hurts me. I don't have good trading days all the time. But when I learn something, I can't hold it in me. I end up sharing it out. Just so if I learn something that I think is helpful, I'll share it with other people. This is the same thing here today. I had learned something about the Bible. I talked to some group of guys about it, and now I'm talking to you about it. That is all I do. And even that draws a lot of criticism. Oh, he this, he that. Woke up this morning with a comment. Oh, yeah, so you didn't I ain't deleted that. I'm just waking up. Can I wake up, please? But see, Satan was trying to throw me off this morning because he knew what intentions I had. I have to talk to the people about what I learned about this so that maybe the way I used to feel, maybe my pain will help them. Maybe they're going through a situation where they're being turned and rejected by the people that they love and don't even know why. Because I didn't know why. That's painful. Type of 600 if y'all with me so far. And we're almost done. I know y'all got to go. Let's go to the next one. Watch this. Look, what is self-esteem? This is critically important. I taught this a while ago, and I'm going to tell y'all this again. What is self-esteem? Take the word self and esteem and flip them backwards, and you'll actually have the understanding of what it is. Self-esteem means nothing more to esteem oneself. In other words, to lift oneself up. And another way of looking at it is, watch this, to esteem oneself, or what is your own estimated value? I'll repeat that again. What is your own, outside of everybody's opinions, whether they clicked on a like on your post or commented on your post or not? What do you think about you? Well, see, I grew up in an abusive home. Yeah, that's okay. I understand that. But what do you think about you? Well, see, I'm was married to a critical spouse. Okay, that's cool. That was their opinion. But I'm asking a question. I'm sitting you down in a room by yourself, and I'm asking you a question. What do you think about you? Interesting. If nobody clicks like on your post, did you still think it was a creative post? Did you like it? What do you think you're worth? Do you know why so many people end up in bad relationships? Because we're not taught this. And the truth of the matter is, we will quickly run away from bad relationships when we realize that I'm with a person who don't understand my value. And watch this, and let me be careful because you're gonna have a lot of people walking out. Yeah, thank you, Uncle P. That's my word for the day. No, 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 no. Don't have an inflated ego because now you think you're worth more than what you really are. This is one of those where you search your soul and you get your value because you sat down quietly before God, not in front of the mirror telling yourself, I'm the best. No, that's you. You're overestimating your value. You're not worth all that. Have y'all ever went to a jewelry store and they have all this shiny jewelry? And they have one section over here is shiny and looking real good under them lights. And then you go look at it and you say, how much is this rope? Oh, it's $25. What? You go over there to the next section, the rope look exactly the same, and you say, well, how much is this one? Oh, that one's $1,000. Wait a minute, they both look the same. But they're not the same. One is fake, and the other one is real, authentic, through and through. Which one are you? Watch this. For men, hear me good. Your estimated value is not based on what's in your wallet. I know a lot of women, yeah, girl, he ain't got no money. That's a broken. You don't hear what I'm saying? Oh, he ain't worth nothing. See, that's their opinion of you. Not realizing if I get with this person, his gift is going to make him expensive. When Nancy got with me, I had nothing left. Car got repossessed. Sheriff showed up at the door telling me I got 1 week to move out of my 7,000 square foot house. I had nothing left. And that's when Nancy came into my life. So God forbid anybody ever say, oh, well, see, Nancy just came into his life because of what he got. No, it was the opposite. I had no net worth. But here's one thing Nancy knew about me. She said, oh, he'll figure it out. And I did. I did. I've got 2 cars and a motorcycle parked in the garage, all paid for. This house we just moved in 2 years ago, I plan on having it paid off pretty soon. I don't want no debt. I don't ever want them to be able to come in and just take from me ever again. And it's the same guy who had nothing to offer. See, my net worth wasn't in my pockets, it was in my head. They can strip me of everything I had, but they couldn't strip me of my knowledge. Type of amen, quick. Some of y'all need to hear that. See, I didn't give up on me. I almost did, to be honest. Everything I went through was so treacherous. It was a Job experience. The only thing I had left was a decision to make on what I thought I was worth. Because if I didn't make the right choice in that lowest point, I guarantee you wouldn't even know who Uncle P is. You never would have heard from me. You would have never heard about me because I would have been I was in such pain. My whole life got taken from under my feet, and I didn't even get a chance. It was so many hits coming back to back to back that just stripped my life. And to this day, I still don't understand what happened. To this day. And it's been well over a decade. And the pain runs so deep without an answer, or what y'all call closure. I need closure. There's going to be time in your life where you ain't going to get no closure. You still got to move on. I still don't have closure on what happened. So I had did one thing, and this may be a blessing for one of you guys out there. I just learned to stop asking the question. I don't need to know. I just need to know what happened. That's going to drive you crazy. I went through all of that pain, lost millions of dollars of net worth. I lost all of that. And I still don't have an answer today what happened, really. It happened so fast. Somebody type of 4,000 if you've ever been through that experience. It just ripped your life apart. And you were left with the scraps. And then this question right here will come into play. And it's the most important question you can ask yourself. Because once you lose your friends, family, loved ones, rejected by all these people, your possessions are gone, and it's just you left alone. This is where this question is going to come into play. And this question is going to make or break you. Because either you're going to make it out because of this question, or you're going to stay depressed, and the rest of your life, you're going to feel like a victim because of this question. I told you this is for somebody. Let me hurry up and wrap this up. Signs of low self-esteem or low estimated value. By the way, a lot of you guys like trading gold in the market. Guess what? I don't care what this market, the market can go up and down on gold. It doesn't, it's been doing it for how long? Since the market's been open. Markets go up and down on gold. But you go out and see some gold necklace on the street, everybody gonna grab it. Why? Because don't nobody give a crap what the stock market says gold is worth. Gold is worth what it's worth. And it has been prized as a gift to the world for centuries now. You got treasure hunters trying to find what? Treasure made out of what? Gold. So do you think that gold is going to be affected by what the stock market says about it? Or is gold going to always be expensive? See, it's not influenced by what the stock market says. It's influenced by what it is. And so are you. So what they say that about you, that ain't who you are. That's just their opinion. And y'all wonder why I say I'm alone. It's safer to spend more time by myself and God than to constantly have to prove myself to people who will never like me. Watch this. Signs of low self-esteem: easily becoming jealous, self-depreciating jokes. Yeah, well, I'm always been fat and I'm going to be fat, but I like my, okay. Every once in a while, that's cool. But if you see somebody who's doing that too much, it's a joke. Everybody laughing, but they really reflecting their own value. They are reflecting their own pain, but they're just trying to make it into a joke. So people will laugh at them, or let me rephrase that, so that people will laugh with them, not at them. It reduces their pain by doing that. Defensive, hard time accepting compliments. Internal criticism, isolation, sadness, anger, worthlessness, comparing to others. This one, my wife, she has shared something and it was so powerful. Comparing yourself to others is the thief of joy. Always on social media looking at somebody else's life because you don't feel like yours is that valuable. Let me step on this one. It's okay to be isolated. I spend time alone, but I'm not going to stay isolated. When you're staying isolated because you just don't want to even face the outside world because guess what? You don't feel like you're worth it. That's different. See, I can come out and be, like this weekend, I'm going to a party. I'm going to be the life of the party when I get there. But I don't have to be the life of the party all the time to make people like me. I'll do it because I'm enjoying myself. I don't care if the people there like me or not. I'm going to have myself a good time because I like me. But I don't need to be around people all the time to make them feel like I'm likable. So I can go back and chill, me and God and Nancy. We're almost done. Here we go. I think this is the last one. Okay, here we go. Who rejected you? Satan recognized your gift long before you did, if you ever did. Sometimes gifted people don't even realize they are gifted because their gift is so natural to them. This is some of y'all. Others see it and get jealous and envious, but you can't understand what's the big deal. One of those haters is Satan himself. God gave you a gift and his love, and Satan is jealous and envious of you. So he sends out agitators. This is what you're dealing with. Agitators. That's what this person was. I woke up this morning to a negative comment. You're just an agitator. I'm just opening my eyes. What you talking about? You delete my comments. I ain't gonna comment on your post no more. Okay, that's fine. See, I ain't even got out the bed. I ain't even put my 10 toes on the floor. And here comes Satan trying to bring an agitator. Why? To disrupt your life and reduce your desire to be whom God created you to be. Satan knew I was going to come and do this presentation for y'all this morning. And again, I know this ain't for everybody, but it was for somebody. And he knew it. So before I can even get my feet on the floor good, he sent what? An agitator. Trying to disrupt me. Sorry it didn't work. Because I ain't tripping. I got something I want to share with them. I'm not a preacher man. It's just this is what God shared with me, and I want to share with others so that they can feel better, knowing that it's nothing wrong with them. It's just the agitators sent by their adversary. You have an adversary who sends agitators to disrupt your flow. Stop answering your phone so fast. Stop responding to negative text messages. In fact, here's a clue. When somebody negative want to hit you up, give them a day or two before you respond. Wait. I know you used to responding right away. Take a breath. Let them wait 2 days. Bet you they won't keep doing that. It gives you time to think, gives you time to breathe, and lets them know you ain't gonna get under my skin today, Satan. Oh, that was so good. Somebody type a 40 in the box if you like that. Type 40 real quick. That was a good one right there. Give them 2 days. Don't even respond. Ignore them. 2 days. They got a 48-hour waiting period. Oh, this is some good stuff. Let me hurry up. One of his tools is to allow people to watch this. One of his tools is to allow people close to you to say or do things to you to keep you feeling small or less than what you knew you could become in life. Watch this. Rejection can come from many different sources, such as your own spouse. Now, I was talking to a group of guys, so I said wife. Women, don't get upset because it could be your husband, your significant other. It could be whoever's closest to your heart. That's what Satan wants. He wants to bring an agitator who's close to your heart. What is your heart? Your mind, will, and emotions. Whoever influences your mind, your will, and your emotions, that's the soul. Whoever's closest to your soul, he wants to get them riled up to come against you. Remember I told you me and Nancy used to be at each other's throat for a first year and a half or two? Because he knew if I let them stay together, she's going to be touching people's lives, and so is he. So let me interrupt their relationship early. He had a goal. And God intervened and says, enough of this. Let's keep going. Your programmers. I wrote a book years ago and I explained what programmers are. Programmers are, keep in mind, when a child, an infant comes into the world, it's like a blank computer that you just bought from Best Buy or somewhere or Amazon. You get a computer and it has basic functions on it, but then you start putting applications like an MT4 or MT5 trading platform. You have to do what? Install it onto that computer. It didn't come with it. And so your programmers do the same thing. Who are programmers? People closest to you, your biological parents, your grandparents, adopted parents, or your uncle or whoever raised you. And they begin to install programs of thinking about life into you and about you. They install programs. And sometimes those people who programmed your thinking were infected with a virus themselves. And an infected virus can only do what? Spread the virus. All men are dogs. Ain't no good men out here. Girl, don't be. And so even when a good man come by, you're defensive. Where did that come from? From your programmer? Where did that really come from? From your adversary? Trying to make sure that you get agitated early so that you'll never even think that there's an opportunity for you to be in a loving relationship. And the same thing goes for men. You grow up with a mama who cussed you out and act crazy, very domineering, very controlling. And so now every relationship that you find yourself in is with a controlling, dominating, angry, cussing woman. And you think that there's never a good woman out there who can bring peace in your life. See? See that? And it's all for one purpose. Smash this person's gift. Keep them so distracted with trying to get along with people who are negative until they never spend time using their gift. And then they go to the grave, never being fruitful. Let me hurry up. It could be siblings, sibling rivalries. Watch this. This is painful. It could be your own children who are very abusive to you. You know, let me say this real quick. Nancy and I, we were talking last night and she was saying, man, these kids today, they are just so terrible. I said, no, I don't blame the kids at all. I really don't. I said, we the parents. I said, when the parents start abandoning things that used to work, such as discipline, you're not running this house. Stay in a child's place. Y'all remember them old terms? Type of yes if y'all remember that. Stay in a child's place. You remember that back in the day? That's old school stuff. You better stay in the child's place. Grown folk talking over here. They knew what that meant. You better step up out this room. Grown folk talking. I don't feel like going to school. I didn't ask you what you felt like. Get your behind up and get on up. See, that was old school. What do we do now? Oh, what do you feel like? I don't feel. Shut up, mom. Get the hell out of my room. Get out of your room. I'm here for this. Boy, oh my God. Y'all understand what, Lord forgive me for that. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Now the child has become the leader of the home. Well, I don't want to force them to do anything they don't want to do. You're talking to an immature, undeveloped, hormone-driven kid, and you're given the responsibility that they haven't earned to make decisions in the home. And then, as a consequence, these little jokers turn out to be maniacs. And you wonder why the kids are crazy today? You wonder why your neighborhood is just a hood? We took the neighbor out because we gave up control. You know why? It got to a point to where we started doing things instead of doing what was necessary to raise our children to be good citizens. We started doing things so that our kids will do what? Like us. Instead of being parents, we became their friends. And we abdicated our responsibility of being the authority in the home because we wanted our children to do what? Like us. And not only is the kids running the home, they now take it to the streets. Interesting. All because parents want to be liked rather than to be responsible. You go to work, your coworkers don't like you. They always got somebody in there. Always, you come up with y'all called into a meeting, you come up with a suggestion. Here come this person, faithfully, always just got something negative to say about your suggestion. It's a good suggestion. So don't stop suggesting things. It's just they hate that you always come up with the best suggestions because they come up with suggestions, but it ain't as saucy as yours. So now they constantly trying to become a what? Agitator. Because you have a gift of thinking of solutions that actually work. And so now they feel like, oh, you trying to show the spotlight. Oh, you trying to become the manager. Oh, you trying to. No, I'm just, they ask a question. I'm just giving a suggestion. Has it ever happened to y'all? Type of 400 in the box. Ever happened to y'all? Do you in the meeting? You just gave a suggestion. Here come the attacker. They just mad that you came up with a good idea and it didn't come from them. You know what that sounds like? The presidential election. Told y'all. I ain't no Democrat or Republican. If you got a good idea, let's swing with it. I don't care whether it's from the blue side or the red side. And this country is falling apart because of this one thing. One person coming with a good idea. Oh, okay, well, why are we rejecting it? Because it didn't come from my Democratic Party. Oh, it didn't come from my Republican Party. We're just stupid people. Why? Because we need everybody in our clique to like us. Because if I actually say that, you know what? I'm a Republican, but them Democrats, now I don't agree with everything they say, but that idea was a good one. And I think I'm gonna sign on board. You're a Republican. What do you mean? It was a good idea. I don't care. We're rejecting this bill. And if you want to be a part of our party, Democrats will do the same. What do you mean fracking? Fracking for what? We're part of the Green Party. Yeah, but we're going broke. Why? I don't care. We're going to buy our oil from Venezuela. I know they don't like us. We're going to get it from across the world. We're going to pay a premium for this oil. Yeah, but we got oil under our feet. Why don't we do this? Let's frack and get our own oil. And when we have enough, let's invest a lot of money into the green. And then we can transfer from fracking to green, but we did it with our own money, with our own resources. Why buy the oil? We need oil no matter what. Why buy it from over there, paying a premium, then take it to ship it to another location to have it refined, then have it come all the way back when we could have did all right here, and which would have provided more jobs for our own people. No, we're green. We're green. Okay, we're green. You're with us or against it. You see how that works? Good ideas get rejected. Your boss sometimes will come against you. You're trying to help the boss have a better day. You come on with ideas and now they're threatened because they feel like, oh, you coming for my job. I don't care about your job. You hired me to do a job and now that I'm doing it well, you're getting. Has that ever happened to any of y'all? Type of number one, if that ever happened, your boss gets jealous of you, like you trying to steal their job. I don't want your job. That's too much headache. But my gift keeps showing up, and now my boss is after my throat, trying to find a way to fire me. And I ain't even did nothing wrong. Let me hurry up. Worst of all is when you reject yourself. Let me stop here for a quick moment. We got one more slide and we're done. Because this is serious. If you let this go on too long, where you let all this weight of all these people come down on you, and at the end, you start accepting their opinion of you, and now you're rejecting yourself. You know why people commit suicide? Here's the reason why people commit suicide. Because they come down to this one question right here. What am I worth to me? And they ask that question and they come back with an answer that says, I don't think I'm worth anything. Why? Because of all these people, what they said, what they thought I was. That's equivalent to gold saying, well, I think I should just be thrown into the sea. I'm not worth anything. And you got treasure hunters searching the seas trying to find gold, but gold thinks it's not worth anything. See, what do you think? And so when you get to a point where you're doing self-rejection, this is where people are contemplating whether they want to continue living or not. This is serious. Whenever you hear about a person committed suicide, this is the message they should have heard. Because they're not accepting their own value. They have rejected themselves. And they say, I'm not worth anything. Even though they're highly gifted. But they hid it because of the people around them. Let me leave you with this one last slide. Okay. Oh, let me hurry up. Let me read this and we're done. Who is my gift for? Being gifted can be a lonely walk. Very few people may understand what God has put into your heart. He gave it to you, not to them. It may be for them, but he did not give it to them. He gave it to you. That's why you understand it. And when you try to tell people about it, they reject it. Why? Because they have no understanding of what God gave you. He gave it to you. So until it's the right time, shut your mouth. For those who read the Bible, Joseph in the Bible, God sent him a dream of where he was going to lead the world. And he made the mistake of opening his mouth to people who didn't understand it because God gave the dream to him. And they got jealous and tried to get rid of their own brother. That's where that story came from. Same thing here. It's no different. Been happening for the eons of time. God said, Joseph, you're going to be a leader of the world. He went out. God just gave me a dream. I'm going to be a leader. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. See, the whole story wouldn't have even went the way it did if Joseph didn't open his mouth. But shut up. You're trying to get people to like you. And they're going to get more jealous. Shut up. Watch this. Don't expect a return on where you put your gifts investment. Many times you will expect people to appreciate you for what you do, but instead feel unappreciated by those very same people. But God will show you favor in other ways by sources you least expected it from. So keep sowing your seed for an audience of one. Who's the audience of one? The one who gave you the gift, God himself. God, our loving Father, who sees what you are doing and will never reject you. By the way, the word Father, for some people, oh, so see, here's that male stuff. See how concepts. The word Father doesn't, it's not a male or female term. The word Father has several meanings. It means source, sustainer, foundation, and giver of identity. When you source something, you became a father of it because it came out of you. And as a responsibility, it's your responsibility to take care of what came out of you. This is where child support comes from. For some of y'all, you sourced the seed in that woman. You sourced it. And now that it has sprouted, it's your responsibility. So when we talk about God the Father, it's not a male term. It's a term of responsibility. I came out of this source, and the source is trying to sustain me because it sourced me. I get my foundation of who I am from the source, not from you. So whenever I'm feeling shaky about me, I don't go to social media to make me feel better. I go to my source who created me and say, am I still worth something? And my source comes back and says, that's why I created you. You have circumstances, but you'll make it through the circumstance. Your circumstance does not determine your value. The people around you don't determine your value. I do. Let me give you a quick example on this last slide. This is the S23 or S24, Samsung S23, S24 for people who love the iPhone. iPhone 12 or 32 or whatever number we're on now. Okay. Latest phone. Okay. I can go to Best Buy today. I go buy the most expensive phone, an iPhone and a Samsung phone, a Galaxy phone. Okay. Okay. I can take both of those phones and I can give it to my brand new 2-month-old granddaughter, Mia. I unbox it and she's just going to play with it and she's going to put it in her mouth. And you know what babies do. They put everything in their mouth. And it's stupid for me to get upset saying she don't appreciate the gift I gave her. Well, how could she? Her perception of it is different than you, who's a grown woman or a grown man with a Samsung brand new phone or iPhone brand new phone. See, it's all in the perception of the person, whether they appreciate the gift or not. But here's the question. Because I gave those two expensive phones to my 2-month-old granddaughter, whether she licks on the phone or throws it across the room, does it stop that phone from being expensive? Yes or no? And the answer is no. It doesn't stop it from being expensive. That's still a valuable phone. It's just the person who received it had no perception of its value. And that is you. Just because they didn't perceive your value didn't mean you're not valuable. Just because your programmers used abusive words when you were growing up didn't mean you weren't valuable. Truth is, they didn't see value in themselves, so nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You're centered around people or was programmed or raised by people who really didn't see value in their life. So what do you think they was going to do? It's hard for somebody who has nothing to give something. If their outlook on life is negative all the time and they're around you, what do you think they're going to do with you? This is why it's better to hang around positive people or hang by yourself. And because of what I went through, I had so many people around me. I was on television, radio shows, speaking on stages. Oh, I was the man back in the day. I had people tell me, man, I want to be just like you when I grew up. And then when I hit my hard time, where were they? The whispers about me. And I was left alone, just me and God. And eventually Nancy came into my life. And so from there, I learned this important lesson. They want your gift, not you. We often make the mistake of believing that people love us and come to us because they like us. But the truth is that some just want your gift, not you. Miles Monroe said some people are only after your gift. They want to take advantage of the gift you have. Has anyone ever went to an apple or orange tree and said, "Thank you for the gift of your fruit"? Never. They want the advantages of what the tree has to offer without a second thought of what it costs the tree to produce that fruit. The hot summers, the cold nights, the winds, the storms. Nobody cares. When we go to breakfast, you sit down. Oh, what would you like to drink? Orange juice? Oh, my kid wants some apple juice. Do you know what it costs the tree to produce that fruit that you just pluck off of it and walk away? It's a gift to you, but it was an expense to the tree. But who cares? Jesus fed, healed, and preached to thousands of people, but only one woman with that alabaster box of perfume came back and blessed him, just out of love for him, not for what he could do for her. Read your Bible. He fed the 5,000, everybody else. Watch this. The same ones who he healed, fed, preached, and prayed for, they said in the end to him, "Crucify him." Do you want me to release this robber, or do you want us to let Jesus go? Keep the robber, get rid of Jesus. But I'm the same one who healed you. Remember, I came to your neighborhood and I preached and I healed you. I fed you 5,000. You remember you was hungry? I don't care. I ain't seen no. Watch this term, Jesus. What have you done for me lately? You're only as good as your last trick. And you thought they liked you. Serve your gift, but stop expecting anything in return. We are here to serve God's purpose, not to be liked. I'm done. Guys, I don't know who this was for, but I pray, and I told you I've never done this before, probably never do it again, but I just want to share because some of you guys are out here hurting. And yes, you can make some good trades this week, may lose some trades this week, but that's just a part of what's eating at you. Because you've been dealing with some of this mess for a long time and nobody said anything to you or about it. And this has been going on in your head for a very long time. And some of you guys may be at the level of depression. And you said nothing to nobody because this has been a burden. And you can't understand why people keep turning their backs on you. They come into your life and use you. And then when they're done with you, they walk away like nothing ever happened. They don't call you no more. And you've been having to deal with this. So I think God just wanted me to share this little story with you guys. I don't know if this helped. Hopefully it did. Either way it goes, I did my part. Peace, hair grease. Y'all have a good day. I'm finna go hang out with Nancy. I love y'all. Thank you very much for entertaining this conversation.